22, BRUNET on the left.
Je vous rappelle que les matchs se disputent en 15 touches, qu'il y a une pause à mi-parcours pratiquement à la 8e touche.
So BRUNET and MARTON, well, they're well known to fencing fans around the globe. And the two of them have met, but believe it or not, I'm going to give you a statistic that perhaps you don't know.
Hit me.
6 times these two have met. MARTON's won all 6.
That is interesting, very interesting. It will be interesting to see what game plan BRUNET comes into this with. I'm sure she'll be aware of that record herself. I think the key with fencing MARTON is you cannot rush at her in the middle of the piece. You can't be too aggressive because she's got such fantastic tempo in the middle, really good defence. You have to try and draw her out, make her fall short. Her attack isn't as strong as her defence. I think if BRUNET's going in with a strategy for the fight, that will be a basic strategy. At the beginning of the match, probably just feeling out her rhythm.
So here we go, the first quarter-final here at the Orléans World Cup. It's women's sabre, and it's Anna MARTON on the right from Hungary and Manon BRUNET on the left from France and from Orléans. Alexander Schiffers is our referee for the match. Evgeny Dyachenko is Diakonin is our video referee. We're underway. MARTON goes straight into the middle. BRUNET goes chasing after her.
Exactly there at the beginning, as I said, BRUNET went in, out, made MARTON fall short, but she didn't quite control the distance on her attack. So I think her strategy is going to be not to be too aggressive in the middle. And again, we saw exactly that. Now you see that moment where MARTON just fell short with the attack. That is one of the chinks in her armour. BRUNET has to be very patient. Great counter-attack from MARTON.
So MARTON getting off to a good start. The Hungarian world number 3 on your left.
Well, BRUNET attacked off the first preparation, so she stepped in, immediately took over the attack, and there we saw MARTON's really strong defence. I think the first 2 hits BRUNET had the middle of the piece right, but she just needed to convert her attack.
Well, she's off the mark now, and there you go. She is from Orléans. It's her first club. Of course, she trains at the High Performance Centre INSEP in Paris now, but they are fencing in France for their home club. So both her and Beder, they are both fencing for Orléans when they compete domestically.
Yeah, big favourites locally, obviously. She just looks a little bit tentative on her attack, BRUNET. There you go, you see MARTON falling short again. Can BRUNET convert this time?
Oh, it's a lovely parry riposte, wasn't it? I mean, the Hungarians are known for their technical ability in sabre, and that's a really nice, neat parry, covering the whole target across the body.
Absolutely, yeah. She saw the attack coming in, waited to the last second, and then took that parry beautifully. And there we saw BRUNET coming in a little bit too fast in the middle, and that attack on preparation we talked about just before the fight. MARTON hitting her as she stepped in. Again, when BRUNET goes in and out, makes her opponent fall short, she has an opportunity, but she really has to convert these attacks.
Blade picked up.
Looks like the other referee gave that as a beat attack. MARTON found the blade on the way in. So for me, BRUNET's actually winning the middle of the piece fight. She's getting priority, she's getting the attack enough times, but she's just too tentative and too negative going forward.
Well, our first video appeal. Both fencers get 2 appeals in a match up to 15. And Alexander Schiffers is sent to a review of the video with Evgeny Dyachenko. Your thoughts?
My thoughts were there, just as the refs are looking at the video, Cyril Verbraekel's taking that opportunity to do some sly sideline coaching.
Yeah,
BRUNET's
coach there.
Getting his fencer to change the rhythm of her attack. He's given that. He's given that as attack for the right, attack on preparation for the right, sorry. So we go to the break, and BRUNET struggling.
Yeah, 8-1 to the Hungarian. Like I say, these two have met before, and Marton has taken all of the 6 fights they've met in. Now, we're not entirely sure. We've had some technical issues here. Apologies if you lost picture and sound there, but we are back now, and it's 8-1 to Anna Marton, the Hungarian, who's just 23 years old.
I think the interesting thing about that first half is that BRUNET had the tactics in the middle of the piece just right. Exactly right. And I think that's probably what her coach is saying to her now. Don't change that preparation. Don't change the middle of the piece. What you need to do is be more aggressive and positive when you're going forward, and maybe finish with a compound action, a feint attack or an attack on the blade to just stop your opponent being able to defend so effectively. Marton's defense has been impeccable, but we've seen BRUNET make a fall short almost every time. So BRUNET doesn't need to change that. She needs to keep making a fall short, but she now needs to find something else on her attack and convert those attacks.
Well, to some extent you would look and say Marton here has full command of this, but BRUNET came out very confidently and she's got nothing to lose.
There you go. She starts with the same preparation. Now she's being more active, changing the distance. She found an answer. Parry riposte.
Oh, another great parry riposte from the Hungarian. Again, that lateness of the parry is making it so effective.
Incredible composure and then incredible reaction and technique in the last second.
That's a nice attack, though, from the French fencer, and Marton gave her a bit of a hard whack there and goes up to apologise. The amazing thing about these fencers is they are in a fight. They are absolutely geared up to be aggressive here, but they're also respectful of each other. No choice for the referee but to call that one together. The referee has to look for who's attacking, who establishes the turn to attack.
Well, he gave attack on preparation for Marton, and I think the video, to be honest, is more to kind of change the rhythm of the fight and slow things down, because I can't see him changing that on video.
Well, he's returning to the piece.
He hasn't changed. And it's starting to look like a mountain to climb now.
Oh, slightest hesitation there from BRUNET, just lifted her arm.
Just looking for a parry, I think, there, hoping that Marton was going to commit earlier than she did, and a sense of desperation almost now about that action.
Well, referee calling that together as well. They both jumped in, had a quick look, and then both went after each other, so you can't decide who's established the right of way. And this time it's Marton on your left, acknowledging the hit there. A little flick of the finger to say, yep, that's on me, as they say. Long attack. Well, John, you said earlier today her long attack is something she needs to work on.
Yeah, that was a solid attack, and I think it's partly down to the fact that Manon Brunet's just become a little bit passive now. So I'm not saying she's given up, but she's feels like she's just struggling to find her rhythm and doesn't really know what to do.
And it's such an in-the-moment sport, isn't it, fencing? You can have one fight that you feel like you're on fire, and you go into the next match, and all of a sudden you've just got your distance slightly wrong, and nothing happens for you.
This fight's just got away from her. She hasn't done a great deal wrong. That's the strange thing about it. The tactics in the middle of the piece were right at the start and all the way through until the last couple of hits. But she just hasn't been able to convert her long attack. And there's a parry post for Brunet. Maybe in that moment, maybe in that moment where she's almost given up, she just feels a bit more free to express herself on the piece. Can she land this attack? Yep, she can.
Well, Marton calling for a video review there, and if you are new to the sport, I'm sure most of you aren't, but Brunet did stutter on her attack, but I don't think Marton really established the right of way. John?
No, I mean, Brunet was sort of trying to adopt a very casual approach to going forward there, but she still was going forward. She still was attacking. I don't think the referee's going to change this decision. I understand kind of slight frustration from Marton that her opponent wasn't really pressuring her, and Marton did a very strong step lunge, but it was still a progressing attack.
Well, 13-6 up. I think she's now out of videos, and we're going to get a card here for an early start. Maybe a friendly warning there. From,
the hand went to the pocket, but it came back out again.
Yeah, Alexander Schiffer's deciding not to give a card initially. It's such an advantage to start early.
That's a devastating hit from Marton. Again, Brunet did everything right in the middle. She made her opponent fall short.
No
she
appeal
took the
there.
attack.
So she didn't get the blade. She did look for it.
She looked for it, but I think it was a line. Marton put out the line. Brunet looked for the blade. Marton disengaged and hit. And I remember when Marton was a junior, she was famous for killing people with her line. She would do line disengage, then variations from the line parry post, line make her opponent fall short.
And not a bad tactic for a junior with that kind of height. And it's a commanding display. Well, certainly a commanding score line at the end of the day. Anna Marton progresses through. She's guaranteed herself a medal, and she beats Manon Brunet, much to the disappointment of the home crowd. But she beats her 15-7, and she is into